Today we're doing the press conference. We're announcing our 2015 Lemonade Day. It's been held on May 2nd.
How has this grown over the last 5 years?
We've had tremendous growth over the last 5 years. We did over 50,000 different kids have done this Lemonade Day program, and this year our goal is over 15,000.
How does it work?
It's great. You can get a backpack at any one of our Raising Cane's locations or go online, and it's just a fabulous program. It takes you through constructing a lemonade stand, marketing your lemonade stand, and actually selling your lemonade. I'm really excited about the program because it not only encourages kids to give some of that money back, it also encourages them to save and to spend a little.
What kind of results have you seen in the last 5 years? What have the kids learned from this?
Kids have learned how to market their business, how to operate their business, how to take their own inventories. It's been fantastic, and they're doing great quality. I love to go see the different stands. They have great different ideas, right? Some of them even sell more than lemonade. Maybe it's some bracelets they've made, some cookies they've made, things like that. I get more responses back from happy kids and happy parents when I go and visit these stands. I'm just really excited about what it's teaching them, a lot of financial literacy.
Raising Cane's founder Todd Graves and I were glad to introduce Lemonade Day Louisiana. And here we are, May's approaching again, and we're announcing our 5th year of Lemonade Day Louisiana. And we're looking forward to hitting 50,000 children cumulatively over these 5 years, opening their own lemonade stands. I believe it's on May 2nd this year.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about your personal involvement, maybe as a young child, with a lemonade stand.
I think all business people or political leaders we've all had lemonade stands when we were young, and we found out this program in Houston, Texas, actually works, and it inspires young people to be their own entrepreneurs, be leaders, make money, save money, and give money to the charity of their choice.
What results have you seen over the last 5 years?
Well, like I said, this year we hope to hit 50,000 children. I think last year we had over 15,000 children, and it just builds every year, and the results are unbelievable. You can go on our website at louisiana.lemonadeday.org, and you can learn all about this incredible program.
Tell us, why are you involved in this project?
Because when we heard about it, we actually Stacy Shalou, who was the development director for Lemonade Day here, came to us and discussed it, and Todd was bowled over by the idea of teaching entrepreneurialism. It's something that every person needs to know, whether or not you're your own boss or not. And of course, Todd Wagasback with Level Homes and Americana was quite the entrepreneur and did some, out-of-the-box things to grow a company to now 6 states, and very impressed with Todd.
Tell us about your personal experience with lemonade stands.
Lemonade stands to me they're such a joy. You drive around and you see, children on every corner during the summer and the spring, and they're so excited and they're so pumped up to have their own little slice of, business going on, like their dad or their mom. And, my experience is just positive. I just love seeing it and love supporting it.
Tell us why you involved in this project.
Well, when John called me, and I had been watching this for years, I realized how important it was and what it was teaching kids, really young kids, like me when I was a young kid. My mother says I sold my broken toys to make monies, and I can't say she's wrong because she told me I did it. So I think that was my first memory of making money and really doing something entrepreneurially, and so this Lemonade Day fits in perfectly.
What's your reaction to everything that you've seen and heard about Lemonade Day over the last 5 years?
Well, in New Orleans is where I'll be the champion. When you drive down the street, there's not a street in New Orleans on Lemonade Day that doesn't have a stand. And you can see how the kids are not only interacting with their friends, but with their parents, which I think is really a good, cool thing.
Well, the Credit Bureau Baton Rouge Foundation, our primary mission is financial literacy, and this program, we've been involved in it since inception in Louisiana, and we think it's just a great way to teach children about savings, investing, budgeting. It's just a great opportunity for them to get involved in financial literacy.
What kind of results have you seen over the last 5 years?
Well, we've been in for, like I say, the whole 5 years, and every year we've had more and more students participate in broader area of the state that we've covered. It's just, we get a lot of the repeat students come back after they did in the first year. The second year, they set their goals higher. They have multiple stands, so it's like running a business. They get bigger and better every year.
Tell us about your personal involvement with this, your personal experience.
Well, I serve as a city champion for Baton Rouge. I did last year, and I'm really honored to be able to do it again this year. And it's just great working with these children and mentoring them on how to do the budget. We have a Lemonade University that we put on that kind of goes through the workbook with them and shows them how to get their business plan off the ground. And I just enjoy working with the children and getting that youth development.
Tell us a little bit about why is your company involved?
We think it is so important for business people to partner with children to get really involved in entrepreneurship. There is so much potential in today's youth, and it's so exciting to see these kids get fired up about owning their own business and really making a difference in the community.
Do you have any personal experience with Lemonade?
Absolutely. Actually, all of my agents' children one year signed up, and so all of my agents were able to get stands with their children, and it was such a good thing for morale with the community to just get our agents sort of involved with that with their children and bring them to work.
I think this is a great experience for our young people in the state. When I was 12, 14 years old, I used to have a paper route back up in Pennsylvania that was about 2.5 miles long. And in the summertime, I'd ride my bike, and in the wintertime, I'd pull my sled. But the newspaper would come and drop off 115 newspapers at my house and make me pay for them. And I had to go and deliver them on this route every afternoon after school. And I had to collect every month $3.95 from each customer. And the ones that didn't pay me, I couldn't make ends meet. So I learned at a very young age the importance of accounts receivable. I also learned the importance of sharing, because I remember one elderly lady who couldn't pay for her newspaper, and I felt so bad for her, I told the neighbor, and the neighbor decided to pay for her newspaper, and I realized the importance of people doing things to improve the community, and it exposed me at a very young age of the importance of how to manage and operate a small business. And so I think that was a good way for me to get started.
And you know, for some entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurial spark happens when they're in school or when they're in college. But for most entrepreneurs, it happens a lot earlier than that, often when they are a small child. And that's why we are absolutely delighted at the Stevenson Entrepreneurship Institute to be part of Lemonade Day Louisiana. And now I'd like to introduce the founder of Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers and co-founder of Lemonade Day Louisiana, Mr. Todd Graves.
Great, thank you. I love this crowd. I love entrepreneurs, and they're everywhere in here. And I love the Big Buddy kids. You guys are awesome, and they always thank me because they get out of school on these kind of days. So I've been involved in the Big Buddy program since the first Raising Cane's. The first thing when we were successful and why Raising Cane's is so involved in the community was because it was my dream, and it took me 2 years to open up my first restaurant at the North Gates LSU that I reconstructed with my own hands. And I'm so glad it was so hard for me to start. And everybody in the community came out to support me, right? So the LSU community was first. So it might be the fraternities or sororities or the LSU band or the LSU Christian groups. They had a meeting or they needed food, they'd come get it from me. And that created it. So this was, I mean, for me, it was a big deal. I made $30 my first month. That's what I made. What was significant about that was that I could make payroll. I could pay my crew. I could pay my vendors. I could do those things. And so the first group I was involved with was Big Buddy. And with Gabe, that was right off of the first location 3 months later. I didn't have a dime to do, but I had a little bit of time away from the restaurants. And I had Ronson was my little buddy, and he's doing very well. So I'm glad y'all are here with us today. So y'all, obviously Lemonade Day is something very dear to my heart. My first business experience, just like John Georges, who's my co-founder, was doing a lemonade stand as a kid. And from there I learned just basic entrepreneurship. And for me, I was always interested in it. It was something I was very interested in. And literally that turned into, from that as a kid, into I have over 220 restaurants now serving lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade, all that. And I think that's neat. And we are growing at a 25% rate. And what I learned with business, and part of it being so hard, is it's a great place. Business is positive. It's a great place for people to come to work. For me at Cane's, it's 90% of people's first jobs. So I can teach them quality. I can teach them having fun, but working hard and taking pride in what you do. I have a great platform for that. And it's also a great way for me to give back to the communities we do business in. To date, we've done over 25% of everything we've done goes back in those communities. So business is very positive and business is very good. And so why John and I got so excited about about the Lemonade program and taking kids like the Big Buddies through it is that this is a detailed program. You might take your kids through and teach them business skills. You might teach them these things. Some kids don't get this exposure, and they don't really get it from our school programs. We're working on that to make this part of our some of our curriculum, but in a really easy, fun way they can learn how to operate a lemonade stand. Some kids get investors, some kids do crazy marketing, some kids sell more stuff than lemonade. They might make cookies, they might make bracelets. It's really neat to see. And on Lemonade Day this year, I encourage you to get out in any of the communities. We're doing it throughout Louisiana, and you're gonna see some great things happening and some kids learn a lot of stuff. Why I'm really excited about the program is it teaches you the business side of it, and then the money you make off of it, you save a little, you spend a little, and literally some thirds, and a third goes back to the community. So I think this kind of program was really great, and I think that's why John and I really got excited about it. Is we're teaching these kids this at a young age, and it's a fun way to do it. So this is our 5th year. We've had over 50,000 kids influenced over the past 4 years, and this year we're going to do over 15,000 more children this year. So it's really great, John. It's been a great deal over the last 5 years, and we're looking for bigger and better things in the future. At the end of this year, we're going to do our next 5-year plan, which I really look forward to. We got some really neat things coming up, a lot of online stuff and all that. So I appreciate y'all being here today, and I really appreciate all the sponsors. It wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the funds to do this, to create the materials and to do great events like this. And also thank you again, the Business Education Center, for having us here. You always host us. It's been a really great partnership. And we're doing bag stuffing at the end of the day out here too for anybody who wants to be involved. So I'd like to recognize the Baton Rouge Area Foundation. It manages our Lemonade Day Fund, which is really great. And along with Raising Cane's, I'd love to recognize John Georges with all the advocate papers throughout the state, major donors, Acadian companies, the Zeus Logs, have been great in our Lafayette, Acadian area. Crescent Bacon Trust, Gary Solomon, welcome aboard. Thank you for taking the city champion for the New Orleans area. And obviously the Credit Bureau of Baton Rouge. Lane, you've been with us, I think, our first year we started being city champion, and we appreciate you continued support. And Donnie Rouse of Rouse's Market, he's down on the Bayou. He's our Bayou city champion, but he could not be here today. He had plans to come, and then something came up with business. So we appreciate Donnie also. And like I said, we're going to try to do the 15,000 workbooks. And you taking that not only is the financing to do it, but getting the enthusiasm in these different areas makes a huge deal in actually how many kids actually do these stands. I'd like to also recognize several local sponsors here in Baton Rouge: Ochsner Health System, Turner Industries, Dega Pratt and Bryan, and just raise your hand for those that did, and Robert's there. U.S. agencies, we got a group from U.S. agencies too. Some of y'all, thank y'all for being here. MAP Construction. I don't know if Alexi was able to make it. Level Homes, Todd, I expect in the back. He loves public appearances. A fellow entrepreneur, very proud of how you've grown your business. You've done fantastic. Society of Louisiana CPAs, great group. Thank you for supporting us. Capital GMC, Lad Spring, he couldn't make it today. Cajun Industries, Lane and Todd, everybody's working. Everybody's working today. So Coastal Bridge, I don't know if Kelly Seals was able to make it, but Kelly's also been a supporter of the business. And then also on top of that, LED has been is a partner this year to help us spread the word to all small businesses, and LED's been involved since inception also. So anyway, we're gonna we have the website deals. Remind anybody they can pick up any backpacks at any Raising Cane's location, all 61 locations in Louisiana. And I just thank you again for all being here. And I would like to now turn it over to Lane McDaniel, the Credit Bureau of Baton Rouge, and thank you for your support in City Championship over the past 5 years. It's been a great partnership. Lane does this not only for Lemonade Day, but for just about anything entrepreneurship, teaching and being involved, and especially with young children going through from junior achievement groups to any other thing. So Lane, we appreciate what you do in our community here in Baton Rouge.
Well, my pleasure, Todd. Thank you. Thank you all for coming out. Credit Bureau of Baton Rouge's foundation, as many of you know, is financial literacy is our primary mission. And as Todd mentioned, there's not really a more effective way to teach financial literacy than that entrepreneurship. I mean, actually hands-on, creating the budget, savings, making sure you have all your inventory and things like that. So it's just really, it fits very well with our mission, and we're happy to be a part of it. And on a personal note, for me, I'm excited once again to be city champion. We've got some great things going on. This year, Jordan has been very busy working. We've got a Louisiana Lemonade University Youth Expo coming up on April the 12th at the Goodwood Library. We've got a April 30th, we have a Literacy and Technology Center out in Livingston. We have a presentation for Lemonade Day. Milena has been kind enough to get a couple of early morning schedules for the TV channels locally to promote it. So we've got a lot of opportunities to promote this, and that's where you guys can come in and help promote it. Get your youth group signed up. If you're not involved in a youth group, go by, purchase lemonade the day of on that Saturday. As Todd said, you'll see some amazing things. I know one of the ladies here on the front row, she had a lemonade stand last year. She's got bigger aspirations this year. She's expanding her selection. So that's the kind of thing you see these children get involved in, and they really do get bigger and better every year. So Todd, we're very happy to be a part of it. We'll continue to be a part of it as long as you're involved and we're involved. I think 15,000 this year is what we're looking for. So that's just tremendous. And one of that, I will turn it over to Heather Klein-Peter, who is the Community Development Director for Americana. And also, as with Todd, she's one of the former dancers for Big Buddy.
That's right.
She danced better.
She did.
Thank you all for being here today, and we're excited as a partnership with Americana Development in Zachary, Louisiana, and Level Homes. Level Homes has agreed to build 50 lemonade stands that we're going to donate to the first 50 registrants, and those guys are going to have a treat on May 2nd. We'll be out there supporting you. We'll have food, and the only drink available will be at those lemonade stands. So, very excited. We're also going to have a concert afterwards for everyone, so you can enjoy, and there'll be a real celebration of your fruits. So thank you all. We're very excited to be a part of this and very proud. This is Heather Leonard with U.S. Agencies.
Hi, U.S. Agencies is absolutely thrilled to be a part of Lemonade Day. It was something that I saw on the news, I think the first year it ran, and I thought that it would be a perfect partnership for our offices. Our first year we started off with 10 children at our area locations. Last year we did 38, and we're hoping to have almost 50 this year. It is so rewarding to see these kids just flourish and find the joy in their first customer that they get of the day. And it was so exciting because a few weeks ago at the New Orleans press conference, one of the children came up to me and he was so excited because he wanted to be the first in line at our stores this year to make sure he had his spot. And he said that true entrepreneurs do not wear t-shirts, that he was going to have a suit this year. So it's that kind of inspiration that this event really brings to the community, and we are so proud to be a part of it. So now I'd like to introduce Gary Solomon, Chairman and CEO of Crescent Bank and a Lemonade Day champion.
Thank you, Heather. Good afternoon or good morning. I'm the champion for New Orleans, and I want to thank my friend John and my friend Todd. John's much more of a friend. I don't know. Todd, no. I got to be honest with you. This waistline is a little problem because of your food. I got to be honest with you. But when John called me, he says, "Gary, look, you're a true entrepreneur, but did you really ever do anything as a kid?" I said, "Well, John, to be honest with you, I really did. I sold my toys. My mother said after Christmas, by June, I was on the street selling the toys she had given me. So I do remember raising the money. I don't think I gave a third of it away, but that's a great one. I have to make sure my kids do that. But I'm really excited about New Orleans. And one of the things we're excited about in New Orleans is that we're trying very hard. And if anybody in New Orleans is in here or no friends that are involved with any of the charter schools or the public schools, we're trying to get in more of the schools in New Orleans. John's done a great job up until now, but one of the things Jordan asked us to work on was more schools, and that's what we're working on, just kind of more a broader approach. And I will say my history with Lemonade Day is very simple. I have stopped at many stands because when you're in my neighborhood, trust me, there's a stand on almost every other corner. But the enthusiasm with the parents and with the children working together is just unbelievable. And I'm really honored, John, asked me to do this, and Todd, and thank you for your commitment. And I'm sure that this will live on for many, many years. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the only man in the world I cannot pronounce his last name, and I've known him for 20 years, but Richard Guschlag. Yeah. Richard's from Lafayette, head of Acadiana Ambulance.
Thank you very much, Gary. I want to tell you, both Todd and John, thank you for allowing Acadiana Ambulance and me to be sitting champions over in Lafayette. And I want to thank my son Blaze for helping me. You know, last year was our first year, and I really was excited to go out and see these young people at the lemonade stands and the different entrepreneurs. And you, Todd, speaking this morning brought back memories of me 44 years ago when I started Acadiana Ambulance in Lafayette with 2 ambulances and actually drove one of those 2 ambulances for 2 years. I was not the best driver. But that also reminds me that when I was 14 years old, I delivered newspapers to homes up in Pennsylvania. I was raised in Pennsylvania, and the newspaper company back then would bring me my 114 newspapers every afternoon. And I would ride my bike in the summertime and pull my sled in the wintertime. But the one thing I always remember is the newspaper company made me pay for all the papers, and I had to collect from each one of the people that I gave the paper to on their porch. And I remember this one elderly lady that couldn't pay me, but I was paying for her newspaper, but I couldn't make ends meet. And I learned very early what accounts receivable is. And I also learned something about charity, because when I told the man next door the problem I was having, he decided he would pay for her newspaper. And that was something that really touched me at a young age. But I loved to make sure that newspaper got delivered in rain or shine. And I remember how much that taught me about business. And I think that's what got me the entrepreneur spirit to start Acadian Ambulance. So last year, when I went around to the different lemonade stands, I was very intrigued by all the kids that were selling lemonade, and I was inspired. And I'm real proud of the fact that Blaze has planted the seeds at all the area high schools and elementary schools to get the principals more involved in helping us get the word out. So last year we did a little over 500 children participating. This year I know we're going to go over 1,000, so we're very excited to participate, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. And to my left is a good friend of mine, John George, who I think probably is the best publisher of a local newspaper in the United States, but he's also an entrepreneur in many other businesses. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Wow, Todd, 5 years. Todd was doing this in Houston, brought the idea to Louisiana. We didn't have all this media and all that. We weren't in fancy LSU when we started. We took an idea from Houston, brought it to Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Now it's a statewide program, tying in business leaders that are in the regions. Gary talks about New Orleans, but he's a big employer in Baton Rouge too. He has business interests up here. Richard's statewide. Todd is global. He's a global guy, and we're really honored that this program has reached the level. It just shows you our community, from all the other sponsors that are here, how we react to good ideas. We're very supportive. And to the kids, you know, the future's ahead of you. You're learning these skills now. You can be up here in, I don't know how many, 20 years, and you can have your own stories, because we're telling our stories about our lemonade stands. And maybe when you get old enough like Todd, you can build a treehouse, okay? But anyway, so I want to thank the friends in the media and LSU and all the new sponsors that are here. This couldn't happen without everybody. I remember we had Mayor Kip Holden in Baton Rouge, and we had Chris Paul in New Orleans, and that's how we were able to get people to show up. And now the media has been great, donating their time, and this program here at LSU has been great. So I'm very proud. 5 years, 50,000 people, and you know, as far as the Advocate newspaper, we're proud to be serving Acadiana, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and pretty much most of South Louisiana. We tie in the state like all these other business leaders tie in Acadian Ambulance, and our communities are now working more and more together, and that's Lemonade Day is proof that an idea in Houston could come to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, spread to Acadiana, up in Monroe, Shreveport, Alexandria, Lake Charles. And to do all that for us, we have the exciting, dancing, statewide coordinator, Jordan Piazza, who has really put all this together, and he works very closely with Todd Graves in the community efforts, and we're really excited about what you put together for us here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Just like everyone said, this is not possible without all these great sponsors. They're phenomenal entrepreneurs throughout the state, as you know. And in my personal opinion, to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to have that mentality that it's never good enough, and you always got to strive and want for more, which John and Todd have always had. And the numbers we've done, you know, we could easily said 10,000 is enough, 15,000 is enough, but they've made it very clear that every year the number needs to grow, and it starts growing exponentially, and it has, and it will. And like Todd touched earlier, we have a 5-year plan in place, and we hope to take it from Louisiana with us and get it at all the Raising Cane's across the nation, which would be really big, and we're excited about that opportunity. I also want to thank Milena Joseph with the Spears Group. She's our consultant for our PR, and she is the brains behind all of this, and without her, none of this would be possible. Also, our local sponsors throughout the state, not only do they help with the funds and making this possible for the kids, but they also get involved in volunteering and offering business locations for stands, and that has been a tremendous help. And what's been encouraging to me is the reward that these children get from it, and how excited they are to be involved and have these stands and really participate. And it's become a big event that they look forward to every year. So I'm really honored when John and Todd asked me to come on board, and thrilled to have Gary, Solomon, Richard, and Lane on board as well. They've made it really easy. We have a very big presence in Baton Rouge and New Orleans and Lafayette, but you know, Blaze and Richard have made it clear that Lafayette needs to step up and North Louisiana as well. So we're really excited about the strides we're going to make over the next few years, and we're really looking forward to making a huge impact with all these children. And as you see out here, we've got 7,000 backpacks we're going to stuff today. That's for the Baton Rouge and Lafayette area, which will start going out next week, and it's phenomenal. We were discussing yesterday, we almost have, you know, the great bulk of them already committed, which just tells us that there are that many more people that want to be involved and think that the program is great and get behind it. And the biggest need, I'll tell everyone, are these schools. You know, the biggest way I think we'll make the biggest impact is getting in with all these teachers and all these classes and schools and making it part of the curriculum where it's every year, it's just repetitive. And then there's not so much effort on individuals registering, it's each school registering. And once the schools get the program and realize it's free to them and all the materials provided and who's behind it, it's an unbelievable deal and everyone loves it. So that's what in Lafayette, like Rich said, they're going to double this year because it was at 1 or 2 schools and they saw it, and now it's at 4, 5, 6. And before you know it, it'll be at every school in the state is our hope. So thank you all for being here.
Now?
May 2nd, 2015 is the day, Lemonade Day. And I will tell you, you know, we always encourage, we'll see the Advocate's going to run some generous ads, but if you see a lemonade stand, please stop by and just buy lemonade. Show the kids support. You know, that's what the other piece of teaching them business is showing them, you know, the communities. They're going to support the community by giving back, but the community needs to support them in order to give back. So really, if you wouldn't mind, May 2nd, if you see a lemonade stand, just go by, buy one, tell them great, take some pictures, whatever it might be. And thank you all for coming today and for your support. And for Mike and the Golden Girls for coming here. Wouldn't be as exciting without them. So looking forward to a great year. Yeah, and online registration, you know, next year, we have online registrations available now at louisiana.lemonadeday.org, but next year, like Todd touched on, we're going to go digital with a lot more of it, which is going to be really cool. But anything in regards to Lemonade Day is on our website, louisiana.lemonadeday.org, and all the forms, any questions you might have is all there, as well as contact information. And then social media as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That live updates. We encourage kids, if any of your kids participate or you know anybody participating, to post their stand location on our website because, believe it or not, there are a lot of people that refer to the website to figure out where the stand locations are near them to go visit and stop by. And just a cool point, you know, like John and Todd said, this is at a national level. Louisiana is among one of the fastest growing organizations at the national level. We are leading the way because we are a state organization. Most people are doing it by city, but we did it by state, which is brilliant. And Ron Batts, our president of Lemonade Day, was actually in New Orleans last week for the press conference because it has become such a big deal, and we're growing at such a rapid pace that they're trying to follow what we're doing to get it out there. And it's been great. And Michael Holthouse, the founder, is hoping to come in this year on Lemonade Day and make some stops at some of the stands to really show the support of how great it's grown. So we're looking forward to this year. It's going to be a great year, and then many more. So.